certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula bore formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that worked, Jay Levine. I'm wildly confused about your message. Did everybody see the intro video?
I saw it.
Okay.
I was looking at all your faces in no intro video, and everyone was contently looking, and I'm like,
that's great.
What's happening?
Yes. Okay. So Jay Levine, you're the one that's confused. I'm getting Jay Levine's messages in chat, and he's like, I don't see the intro video. What's going on? I'm like, I'm seeing it and hearing it. I don't know. Maybe it temporarily went blind. But
I do think that worked, Bella Verita.
I do think that worked. And on that note, we're going to introduce some extraordinary people on the purpose, passion, and profit part of influence with Joseph Wexler and Jay Levine. And first, coming from Belleville, New Jersey, 25 books written, 20 plus bestsellers on self-mastery and speaking platforms. Whoa, there's some excitement in the crowd. Runs a podcast, helps others, podcasting as a platform to drive 6 figures, has been on with Dr. Oz, NBC, Dateline, and other shows, a pharma advisor, advocate, and has spoken to Congress several times, helping people holistically live through mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. Let's welcome to the show, Stacey Chillemi.
Thank you.
Stacey Chillemi, welcome to the Heart of Influence. I didn't cover in the green room is we start this show off by sharing a fun fact. This is a headline fun fact, not like a story since you were 3 years old. It's more like 10 words versus 10 sentences, so we can get to know a little bit about you and continue this show. And so, Stacey, since you're kicking us off, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I am a high achiever who loves adventure. I love tapping into new things, and I love to explore new adventures and new things that will enhance myself as an individual and something that I could take and teach others to enhance their lives and make their lives better as well.
Oh, so Stacey, what is the last big adventure that you took yourself on?
Well, I was 2 weeks ago, I was in Miami, and I had to go to a convention, and I went to Grant Cardone's convention, the Ladies 10X convention, and I met amazing women there, high achieving women who started from scratch and grew themselves to really high lengths and elevated their levels in not just money wise.
So what was the adventure? Was the adventure like going to the conference? Was the adventure going to Miami? Because I know for Sean, going to Miami is quite the adventure. But what was the adventure in all that?
The adventure was meeting new people from all different walks and really understanding, you know, how people look at life differently and how they can actually take what their experiences are and elevate, you know, new ways of doing things that could actually be attainable and usable in your own lives.
So Stacy finds adventure in meeting people. That's what I'm hearing. And Stacy, are you ready to have some fun on Jay Levine and Joseph Lexler's Heart of Influence?
I am always ready to have fun. Yes.
All right, let's do it. From Ringwood, New Jersey, try to say that 3 times. Versatile artist and executive director of Barron Performing Arts Center. Excellent as a performer, director, educator, and producer in college, and has helped produce shows at prestigious venues like Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, and Boston Pops. Today, he enriches Northern New Jersey culture scene and directs the theater program at a local school. Let's welcome to the show, Alexander Diaz.
Hi.
Hello, Alexander. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And what is your fun fact?
I am a black belt in judo.
Whoa. Black belt in judo. So if I have an issue with someone, sometimes I got some issues with my co-host. What I'm hearing is I can call you and you can whip up some hi-ya.
I sure can. I sure can. And I can keep them down on the mat too, so that they don't go anywhere.
I definitely need some help with that because we did a little wrestling on the beach this weekend. And I very, very sorely lost a lot and got pinned in the sand and could not move. And so I definitely need some moves. And so, Alexander, I'm going to be calling you, okay?
Do it.
All right, let's do it. Are you ready to have some fun on Joseph and Jay's Heart of Influence?
This is like the highlight of my life right now. So I'm super excited.
Well, we are super excited to have you. Love that this is the highlight of your life right now. And joining the highlight of Alexander's life from Montclair, New Jersey, founded a tech startup in 2021 in philanthropy industry, connecting individuals to entities to nonprofit organizations all over the country, utilizing professional athletes, celebrities, and influencers to drive recognition and unprecedented NPOs. Also leverages modern tech through mobile app and CRM for individual donors and businesses to enhance their philanthropic experiences. Let's welcome to the show, Julian Spain.
Hello. Go ahead, Beth.
Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Julian, your fun fact.
Fun fact. So aside from running the tech company, I enjoy doing real estate. I love real estate. I have rental properties throughout New Jersey, doing a flip in Troy, Michigan, flip contracts, flip houses. So I love doing that on the side, with the tech company. And I'm a huge Giants fan. I see Jay Levine out there is repping us hard. So I will be there on Sunday for sure. Big year. So.
Oh, big years coming for those Giants fans representing. I know in New Jersey it's like a divide between Jets and Giants. I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't know what that means. I know. I have a fun fact about that I might share, Julian, but I do know that the Giants have kept us from the Super Bowl more than one time, and I'm not happy about it.
Couple times. It could be your year this year, so who knows?
It could be my year. But Julian, today is your day because you're on the Heart of Influence. And are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. coming from Charlotte, North Carolina, dedicated to empowering over 500 individuals who have recently experienced trauma, transforming challenges into actionable wisdom and personal growth, focuses on empathetic and authentic communication, also supports over 200 new business owners showcasing products across virtual platforms such as social media and digital content production. Let's welcome to the show, Lisa Santiago McNeil.
Thank you for having me.
Lisa, I'm not sure if this is the highlight of your life right now, but what is your fun fact on Joseph Wexler and Jay Levine's Heart of Influence?
So my fun fact is that I am now the master of my own universe. I have created a virtual online space, creating multiple offices, learning virtual architecture, and I have a fantastic opportunity to rebuild something that I lost years ago, now in the virtual sphere. I have virtual renters and virtual, it's just all virtual. I'm even going to make some virtual bunny rabbits. I just creating the whole universe.
Creating and living in her own virtual universe. Lisa, I love it. I might, when this like real world gets a little bit difficult, I'm gonna come join the virtual world.
I know a few people living in the virtual world.
I love it.
I'm down with that. I am definitely down with that. I have some fun things I might share about that in just a moment. But Lisa, are you ready to have some fun today?
Let's make it happen.
All right, let's make it happen in this virtual world we're living in today. And joining us in this virtual world from Saffron, New York, decades of experience in advertising, a trusted partner to business owners, particularly through challenging times like the onset of the pandemic, offers cutting-edge credit and debt card processing solutions at significant discounts compared to our corporate competitors, passionate about supporting businesses in their growth journey. Let's welcome to the show, Jeff Levine.
Hello there. How are we doing, guys?
Absolutely wonderful. And which current and or past life or long distance relationship are you of the one and only Jay Levine?
So actually, if you'll notice, I was waiting for a chance to correct you. No E at the end of my name. It's Levin, like Kevin.
Well, thank you for that.
No, that's okay. I'd rather
I'm so
correct
disappointed that you're not related to Jay through your third cousins by marriage in, the fourth generation or something. So it's Jeff Levin. My apologies.
No worries.
Jeff, what is your fun fact?
This is one that usually gets people scratching their heads because they have no idea what I'm talking about. I am an avid disc golfer, and I play disc golf several times a week. If any of you know what that is, I'll be very impressed.
I actually do know what that means, and I know someone.
Popular.
Yes, I know someone who played it competitively. So that is a super fun fact. And Jeff, what is like your 10 seconds on why you love disc golf and you play it every week?
If you've ever played disc golf, it's golf with frisbees is the short version of it. It's very easy to get enamored with the flight of a well thrown disc. It's just the most rewarding activity that I have found, other than other than being a father and being married for 20 years and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
It's my moment of zen when I throw it right and it's flying exactly where you want. And this year I had my 5th hole-in-one, my 5th ace on the disc golf course. So it's absolutely an amazing feeling.
That is awesome. 5 aces in the hole-in-one. That is awesome. Jeff, are you ready to have some fun? I don't know that this will be as rewarding as like those 5 aces, but it's going to be pretty close.
I am excited to participate and to be here and learn and listen, and just love the invitation. Thanks, Joe.
Awesome. Let's do it. Next up, coming from Paramus, New Jersey. Hey, I know where that's at. I think there's like a big office there or something. Executive for a private equity firm, guiding deal structures for businesses and real estate projects, or helping them qualify to attain it elsewhere. In residential mortgage in a previous life, maybe in that life with Lisa. Now 30 years in commercial, providing access with clients that might not have known it exists otherwise. Assessing on loans for $500,000 all the way up to private loans with entities connected to public companies like Warner Brothers for $100 million and beyond. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Glenn Parker. Mr. Glenn Parker, dig in like the pink peach tie and shirt, styling and profiling for sure. And Glenn, other than being a man of pink, what is your fun fact today?
Well, first and foremost, I wanted to have a nice ambiance with the hair color you have.
Thank you. Thank you. So you dressed to match my hair color. That's what I'm hearing?
This is exactly.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. Glenn, compliments as for sure. And what is your fun fact, Glenn?
Well, my fun fact is a little bit different than the usual. I went through a whole therapy session of fear with my therapist, etc. And just a couple months ago, my sprinkler system happened to jam. Whereas that I went out, I called myself tapping it. It went on. All of a sudden, 2 mice out of somewhere in the grass started chasing me, and all of that fear that I had therapy on came right back to me. So there it is. I still have my fear of mice.
Hello, Rita. That is unbelievable. Hello. I've been listening to the fun facts. Had a little tech challenges, fully present and accounted for. Joseph Wexler, Jay Levine, heart-centered leaders and warriors. And yes, I am present to the profound terror that mice can cause, both for elephants and this extraordinary gentleman. Bella Breda, back to you.
Yes, I can understand that for sure, Glenn. But your therapist is probably going to be very happy that they can continue to work with you on these fears, and they have more work to do. So welcome to the show, Mr. Glenn Parker. And next, coming from San Antonio, Texas, a dedicated cat breeder and avid world traveler committed to spreading joy through exquisite purebreds, creating lasting happiness for families across the globe, delivering kittens personally, frequently traveling between US and Europe to support the needs of other breeders, balancing a career in architecture with a passion for beautiful things and deep-rooted devotion to family. Let's welcome to the show, Lucy Appel.
Lucy, is that correct?
Bio. I think I had it a million years ago, but yeah, I mean, I like cats. I always loved animals. I didn't know that I liked cats that much, but I guess I do now. Breed Maine Coon cats, and I do travel all the world to get them and to sell them and to. I during COVID, when my husband said I had bought a cat in Italy. And my husband said, don't buy it in Italy because they're closing that country. We could not go. And I was like, you want to bet? And so I went and I posted on social media, and my other breeder friends that had bought cats in Europe were asking me if I could bring them their cats, and I could. So I opened that business because there was like a niche that you could travel with live animals was an essential business. So I opened an essential business, and while everybody was locked up, I was able to travel the world. But I would like go to Germany, come back on Monday, Thursday I went again. And so it was like crazy. I mean, COVID was like crazy for me going up and down. And I would have kept doing it, but I have an 8-year-old and he wanted me to be his mom and to stay. So I stayed. And
Cats and mice, Bell of Rita. It's only Joseph Wexler, Jay Levine's Heart of Influence. Mice and cats and mice. Tom and Jerry. Let's go.
All the things. Next up, one of our co-producers for the day from New Milford, New Jersey, president at large for a financial company, and has transferred his financial planning expertise from Wall Street to accelerate and optimize finances for all. 68 win-win strategies in the first 2 months of this year alone. He has led with heart and integrity to cause financial wellness, whether it be CEO or the receptionist. 11 upcoming speaking engagements on a national stage, and a proud husband and dad. Let's welcome to his show, Mr. Joseph Wexler.
Mr. Joseph Wexler, we have a Tom and Jerry theme. Are you present to it?
I am 100% present to it. I'm actually going to, my fun fact is my brother owns a tarantula when I was growing up. Luckily, he was in a separate room than me, but that is a very interesting pet, far from mice and cats.
So Tom and Jerry and not the itsy bitsy spider. Is that what we're hearing, Joseph?
That's what we're hearing.
Yes. And listen, this man making it happen today with Jay Levine, and this is a person who makes things happen. Joseph, you know, people say that about folks. He's an implementer, he's an actualizer, and makes it happen. So Joseph, thank you for making this happen with the heart and integrity and brilliance you bring. And Joseph, shall we do the things?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Bell of Rita. We have Tom, Jerry, and the itsy bitsy spider. Come on.
Tom and Jerry and the itsy bitsy spider, but not so itsy bitsy, also from New Milford, New Jersey, co-founded the 194 Group with his wife, Catherine, in 2020, growing the team to over 20 agents, on track to exceed $100 million in sales by the end of 2024, named one of Bergen County's best agents in 2023, and in early 2024 joined Coldwell Banker, ranking among the top 15 large teams in the New York, New Jersey metro area. A proud father, husband, community leader, heads his Little League sponsorship and incoming Chamber of Commerce president, passionately helping actualize personal and professional potential through the integrity-based human influence to cause more that we are all seeking. Let's welcome to his show, Mr. Jay Levine.
Mr. Jay Levine, another impact player. This is like the New Milford Knights take on the world episode of things. Jay Levine, please, what is your fun fact?
All right, so I think about this and come up with it during the show to try to be relevant. And I will say this: I too do not like spiders, so much so that I actually tattooed one on my arm, and I'm not really sure why.
Yes. And Jay is an incredible entrepreneur that has blown up his real estate practice, is making massive things happen in the world as well. And Jay, this is Tom. If Joseph is Tom, you're Jerry.
Yeah.
Bella's the itsy bitsy spider. Does that make me Dr. Doolittle?
I like that. I like that. I think I could go with that, Sean.
Okay, so let me talk about the itsy bitsy spider who's been introducing everyone. This extraordinary woman began her career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, she was a 7-figure business generator in the space of network marketing. By the age of 24, 25, and 26, she was three-peating like Jordan, except not in hoops, but in business brokerage. In fact, at 24 years old, she was Nevada's #1 business broker. She was the first woman ever to do this. And at 24, the youngest person, male or female, to ever be Nevada's #1 business broker, let alone 3 straight years. She then began to train entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe she learned it on YouTube, maybe from a blind man, depends on her mood and the day and the stock of the blind man. She's also a philanthropist that co-raised 8 figures, that's $10 million with the Unblinded team for charity over the past 2.5 years. And she publicly in 2023 battled cancer and not only won that battle, but thrived through it courageously, inspirationally, and vulnerably. The woman that put the heart in the heart of influence and her more than 1,250th episode. Let's welcome to this show, Jay Levine and Joseph Wexler style with Bella Verita. Oh, and Bella, I forgot to say that you're a two-time, about to be three-time published author. And over to you for your fun fact.
Yes, my fun fact, Sean Callagy, is that on Friday I was in Denver, Saturday I was in Houston, Sunday and Monday I was in New Jersey. Today I'm back in Denver. On Friday I'll be back in New Jersey. On Saturday I'll be in Washington, and on Sunday I will be in California. Back to New Jersey on Monday and to Greece on Wednesday. That is my fun fact because I hang out with Sean Callagy and crew. That is my fun fact.
That is unreal. Drop the mic on that one, Bella Verita. I am hearing the itsy bitsy spider is making her way across the country and across the pond. Am I hearing you correctly?
That is what you are hearing. There is
Yes.
a travel adventures ensue.
Yeah, and it's not like just in one direction. It's like back and forth and back and over and back and over. Like, it's crazy. So Bella Verita, it's Joseph Wexler and Jay Levine's Heart of Influence, two heart-centered, growth-minded leaders that have assembled heart-centered, growth-minded leaders. I did hear the fun facts, and I hear some bit of fun, wit, and humor in this crew as well. So let's do the things.
Let's do the things, but let me introduce my co-host, the man that I could not out-wrestle on the beach this weekend, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of two attorneys to win two top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around, speaking on stages in front of thousands of people, he is an incredible philanthropist that has raised nearly $10 million for refugees in Ukraine. Let's welcome my co-host, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Jay, for making this happen, and appreciate all of you for being here. We have a little bit of fun today for sure, but talk about some serious stuff. But that in a moment. My fun fact is I'm a blind man, can't see anything in front of me, that has taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive in the most extreme of conditions. We're talking hurricanes, blizzards, double black diamonds, and shark-infested waters. In 2019, I'm sorry, a little bit 2019, earlier in 2020. At the end of 2023, I was on my surfboard in Long Beach Island, New Jersey, when a shark bit my surfboard while I was on it surfing. And I think that will be my fun fact for today, Miss Bella Verita.
That is a super fun fact. And I re-witnessed this surfboard again. I re-examined it. And I think that is a true fun fact. I've come to that conclusion.
Yes. Yeah, everybody coming out of the water saw this thing was crazy. So for sure. And Bella just re-examined it again. So across the weekend, and the teeth marks and all of it's crazy. So amazing. Bella Verita, who's going first?
Let's kick this off with Stacy.
Stacy, hello. Welcome to Joseph and Jay's Heart of Influence. And Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be, Stacy. She could be an ideal client. She could be a charitable fundraising partner. Heck, she could be somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, anyone that you want to be going from hello to yes with. Like, why do we care about this? Is it a fun, silly game? I mean, we could just play Monopoly or have a cup of coffee. But what if something else is at stake? And what if the greatest superpower that we can attain is the ability to cause yes with integrity with people? So we're not talking pitching, hooking, closing, yuck. This is not a zero-sum game, but how do we create win-win scenarios with heart and integrity with sophisticated people and make yeses happen to make it through the noise of all the crowds of things that are happening that people are having to say no to and figure out what's going on? So Stacy, about 3 minutes. It's not having to be a sale. It doesn't have to be the ultimate yes. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation. So please, Stacy, who would you like Bella Verita to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Oprah.
Oh, Bella, You're Oprah. And Stacy said that with a lot of certainty. I like this. Take us in, Belle. I mean, Oprah.
Hello, this is Oprah.
Hi, Oprah. Pleasure to
Hello.
meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well. It's not often that strangers get onto my calendar, so you must have said something special to the team to be able to get here. And what can I do for you?
I would love to have a moment to be able to share my story with your audience.
Okay. Everybody wants that. So, yeah. So do you want me to say yes to that, or like everybody wants to share their story? What? Yeah.
Well, no, I was hoping that maybe you would be, if you have a moment of your time, I would love to share a little about myself and let you know, why I feel that I can make a great contribution to you and your audience.
Yeah, well, we have, a couple minutes. The team, put a call on the calendar. So I have a couple of minutes, whatever you would like to share, and then we can go from there.
All right. What I'd like to share is, what brought me to where I am today. At the age of 5, I had developed a virus, and the virus had traveled to my brain and turned into encephalitis. My mother found me in my room. I was turning blue in a grand mal seizure. And that's when they took me to the hospital, and they realized that the virus that I had traveled to my brain and turned into encephalitis. When that happened, I immediately induced me into a coma. And they told my parents most likely if she comes out of this a coma, she'll be paraplegic or she'll have severe brain damage. My father, who came from Greece, who was very religious, prayed by my bedside those 4 days. On the last day, he envisioned a statue that he grew up with in Greece, and it was known to have teardrops come from its eyes. And after he prayed, he looked above and he saw a teardrop roll from my eyes. I opened my eyes and I actually asked my dad for McDonald's French fries. So I wasn't paraplegic and I didn't have brain damage, but they did diagnose me with epilepsy. And my life was a roller coaster ride. I had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of struggles, especially when I got into college, the late night studying, the stresses of getting good grades. My seizures just soared through the roof. Life was very difficult, and all the dreams and aspirations I had, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get anything accomplished because of this disorder. So I had written an article, and the article was to the Epilepsy Foundation. I asked them to publish the article, and I asked people, how do you cope with this disorder? How do you get through life with this disorder? And 300 to 400 letters came to my home from people all over the United States and Canada, and people shared their stories, their inspirations, and they shared how they got through this disorder. I actually was very inspired. I took their advice. I turned it into a regimen of my own, and I was able to get through college. I said, one day I'm going to take these letters and I'm going to write a book, and I put it aside. I started to work in the city. I got a big corporate job.
Now, Stacey, I'm so sorry because as I mentioned, I only had a couple of minutes, and we're coming to the end of our time. But it sounds like an extraordinary story, something that I think I need to hear more about. Is this book already published? Can I take a look at it, and then can we maybe schedule a longer meeting?
I'd love to do that. Actually, I have a copy right now. I'd love to share with you.
Perfect. I will take that, and then we'll go from there. Great job, Stacey.
Yeah, love the story. Stacey, super inspirational.
Yeah.
We're going to the feedbackers in a moment. Thank you for sharing it. And Bella, who's following up Stacey?
Next, we have Alexander.
Alexander. Who would you like Bella to be?
Just unmute for us, Alexander.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last part you said.
Yes, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Oh, I'm in nonprofit, so I don't know, a major sponsor.
Okay, so you're looking for some big bucks, Alexander. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bella, you got some cash burn in those pockets. Come on.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
What can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to connect with you because part of what we do in the arts is connected directly with funding. And so the funding part of it, while it's important, because we need it to be day to day, it's also very much a contribution to culture and to society on your end. And we're the ones who can steward these dollars along so that they stretch to the best possible impact. And it's not just for buying concessions and trying to resell it, but it's to give kids scholarships to take classes in music and theater and dance. It's to give a patron who can't afford a ticket the accessibility to see a world-class show right in their community. And that's really what I've been doing all day today, is calling everybody, including yourself, to see if there was any type of partnership we could forge to move forward, so that we can get this not only the funding, but the support and acknowledgement in the culture.
That sounds amazing. Alexander, I can hear your passion. What exactly, what are you looking for? Like, how much are you looking for? And how long have you been doing this?
So thanks for the questions. And I enjoy talking about the how long I've been in this. I've been in this for about 20 years. And what I'm looking for ranges as to what you can give and what you feel most comfortable being able to give. In the past, we've had donors, we've had sponsors, we've had foundations, grants, philanthropists who have given anywhere from $5 all the way up to millions of dollars. And it depends really on the level of where you feel most comfortable, that you think and know that your dollars are going to stretch because you're making an impact.
Well, I definitely think you're doing some incredible work, and Alexander, why don't you send me over some information? I'll take a look and we'll see what we can do.
Oh, I love it. What's your email address and your phone number? And I'll send it over right now.
Awesome. You can send it to bella.farida@unblindedmastery.com.
Boom. Love it. Perfect.
Great job, Alexander. Great job, Stacy. And this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Stacy or Alexander, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little like next steps. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Stacy or Alexander? But I don't know if anybody's going to need a root canal today. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate with at Starbucks. If that's not enough time, you would be willing to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, of course, to have the little bit. Of course, you're going to have like the seafood tower, the nice juicy steak. Unless you're vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you do want to have the longest time together possible. And if that's not enough time, you would be willing to rent a private jet, fly anywhere in the world to have the longest conversation possible. Of course, taking Joseph and Jay with you. So let's kick it off with Lucy. And Lucy, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Stacy?
I don't know, because I have to go pick up my kids and I wasn't paying that much attention. I apologize. I was just going to text everybody. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. Thank you, Lucy. And so let's go with Glenn. Glenn, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Stacy?
So I'm going to assume that I'm supposed to be somewhat form of critiquing. Is that what you're indicating here?
You're gonna have 15 seconds, Glenn, on something positive, like what worked well, and then something 15 seconds that could be optimized.
Okay, so the 15 seconds on something that could have worked well is PowerPoints and targets that an individual, I am talking about Stacy, but also PowerPoints that would allow someone that will be.
Glenn, we're asking, what did Stacy do well?
What did Stacy do well? Okay, so I comprehended this inaccurate. So now I only have 15 seconds. What I feel as though she did well is that how she expressed her target points without any stutter. If you're able to speak to any entity that you're trying to, shall I say, inform of why they should be interested in what it is that you're pursuing, I feel as though that you should be able to be directly expressive with what it is that you want to express.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for that, Glenn. And the follow-up would be, would you grab a cup of coffee with Stacy? Would it be like a longer meeting in a private room for dinner with a bunch of folks, or a private jet? What would come next?
I think a nice sparkling pink lemonade would be nice.
Ooh, sparkly pink lemonade. This is a man after my own heart, Bella. Heck with that coffee. Let's go.
Heck with that coffee. Let's go. Julian. Julian, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Alexander?
Yeah, so what I think you did well was just get your point across in terms of what you're looking for in the sponsorship, and also talking about your nonprofit, and just being able to try to resonate with the sponsor in terms of the whole meaning of the nonprofit and what you guys are really doing. I guess I would say one thing you could work on is it was a little long-winded. I don't know if you could shorten it or make it more to the point a bit, and kind of just have them, the sponsor engaged in it, like, okay, this is what we do, and maybe, some key numeric metrics that you guys have achieved from other sponsors, and what you've been able to do from that help.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Julian. And the next step would be a little cup of coffee, a steak, a jet ride. What's coming next?
I definitely do. I'd have a steak. I'd say we do the seafood tower, 2 ribeyes, and a few drinks.
Let's go. We got the circle
Love
room
it.
right behind the
Any
desk
day.
at the Capitol Grill. Thank you, Julian. Bella.
All right. Next up, let's go. Jeff. Jeff, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Stacy?
So Stacy, I like that you got quickly to what you were looking to accomplish. You let your audience know immediately what your goal was. But I agree with what Julian said. You ran out of time. Basically, she had to tell you ran out of time. So you may want to change it a little bit, and ask some questions. Get the person talking. I always find that if I can get somebody else talking, that I can find out a lot more information.
Jeff, what would be next?
I'm always up for a cup of coffee, or if it's later in the afternoon, maybe a pint of beer.
Oh, we got a little alcohol phone here with Jeff Bellavita.
Well, it's almost 4:00. The day's getting long.
5 o'clock somewhere, Jeff. It's 5 o'clock
Okay.
somewhere. Let's go, Bellavita.
Let's go. Next, we got Miss Lisa. Lisa, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Alexander? And just unmute for us, Lisa.
I'm trying to unmute. Thank you for the opportunity to provide the feedback. So I was listening intently. It sounded more, there was a little bit more information on the fact that others had done something for his organization, and not really enough detail for me on what the organization was providing for and what the monies could be used for. Just a little bit more detail on how my support might be able to support that organization would help with making the decision on whether or not I would want to invest and support it.
Nice, Lisa. And what would the next step be? Cup of coffee, seafood tower, steak, private jet? Like, what's coming next?
I don't drink coffee, so we could go for dessert.
Nice.
Tea
And what would
and
you have for dessert? Lisa, what would you have for dessert?
I'm going to have a fruit cocktail.
Ooh, a fruit cocktail for dessert. This is not a woman after my heart, Bellavita. I need some peanut butter, chocolate, caramel, a stack of that. Bellavita,
No.
Lisa how to have dessert. Let's go.
That is super funny and totally true. Next, let's go. Joseph Wexler, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Stacy?
Stacy did a incredible job telling her story. You could tell how much and she's just given us the headlines, and it's incredible. I'd say that tailoring it to whatever Oprah's audience is the only feedback that I would have for her. Other than that, it was incredible.
Beautiful work. And what will be next, Mr. Joseph Wexler?
I will have a Arnold Palmer with her, and jet set out to Italy, maybe with Bella to Greece too.
Let's go. Little visiting in Europe. Arnold Palmer's. I like this, Joseph. Bellavita, yum. Let's go.
Yum. And of course, last but not least, Mr. J. Levine, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Alexander.
Joe, the rules are you're supposed to pick me up too. Just letting you know, okay?
That's right.
Anyway, so
You got cut out of that ride, Jay. Like
I
I'm
got cut out
present.
immediately.
Yes, you're immediately just like, yeah, you lost your seat. But
This is Tom and Jerry. This is Tom and Jerry. He's getting me out of here. So, Alexander, so I know what Alex goes through on a day-to-day basis with who he's trying to connect with and some of the massive identities that he is connecting with. And he has an incredible passion for his purpose. And that was clear. What, similar to Stacy, the clarity wasn't around what exactly this is going to do for Bella. Because as much as people want to contribute, I feel like it's still like, well, what is in it for me-ness in there? So asking those questions to find out really how this can serve, like Lisa said, I think would be great. Otherwise, I think you did a phenomenal job. I would just ask more questions in the beginning, and I would go have. I don't know. I want an Arnold Palmer, and I'm not going to take Joe wherever we're going. So let's go.
where are we going, Jay?
Where are we going? I think we'll go to LBI. I have a nice place down there. I think we can get a couple rooms.
Let's go. You're more than invited. Rocking it. So Joseph, Jay, you know what time it is. P.S. This is not in my contract. I'm renegotiating these terms because Bella sticks it to me every day. But over to Bella, Joseph, and Jay. You're on my side. Please, let's go.
I don't think so. Not on Sean's side. But everyone, this is the time in the show that we have the honor and the privilege of putting Sean on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because I have been cooking them up since the show has been started. Ultimately, Joseph, Jay, you guys get to choose what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about the scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Let's do it.
All right. So option number one, since we've got this whole Tom and Jerry theme going, of course you knew there was going to be a Tom and Jerry hello to yes. And so the option is Jerry, for Sean would role play Jerry, going from hello to yes with Tom to have a peace treaty, to become friends, and to go into the cheese business together for a brand called Peace Cheese. So that is option number one. Option number two is Sean could role play Alexander, going from hello to yes with Dr. Doolittle to get a $100,000 donation for his charity. That is option number two. And then I think it was you, Joseph. We were on the kind of same track as like people are always asking Oprah for things. So I thought option number three is, Oprah's not a big drinker. A lot of celebrities are coming out with non-alcoholic beverages these days. So I thought option number three we could see Sean do is for Sean to role play Stacy, and maybe going from hello to yes with Oprah to do something for her, like coming out with a non-alcoholic health beverage and why she should go into business with her, and creating this idea, bringing value to Oprah instead. So those are the three options I have for you today, Joseph and Jay. Any of those tickle your fancy, or anything much harder you would like to see Sean do?
Joe, I'm going to kick it over to you here. Something tells me number two feels fun, but Joe, what's on your heart? I know Joe did say Little Miss Muffet has a booming spider and mouse therapy practice and needs to go from hello to yes with an investor. I mean, that's one of them. But Joe, what do you think?
Let's go with number two. I'm feeling that.
All right. So Sean is going to role play Alexander, and who is going to play the role of Dr. Doolittle?
So I feel like Dr. Doolittle is embodied not only by Sean, but by Glenn.
Glenn, are you up for playing Dr. Doolittle?
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's go with the flow.
Yeah.
All right. And Belvrita, Alexander's charity, or Alexander, I did hear your share it, but if you gave me a headline of why your charity and what makes it different, please.
Are you speaking? Okay, I'm a little. Is someone you talking to me? I'm Dr. Doolittle.
No, to Alexander. I'm gonna step in with you in a moment, Dr. Doolittle. But Alexander, just a quick headline on the cause and why you're uniquely positioned to solve the problem.
The cause is providing world-class entertainment and arts education to the underserved. And we are uniquely fit for this because of our programming, our programs, and our location.
Cool. And this is Alexander, the age range that you provide these services for is?
I could be super broad. It's really all ages. But if we want to get specific, we can say K through 12.
Awesome.
This
And
is the Bergen County Performing Arts Center in Newark, New Jersey.
No, it's the Bergen
Englewood.
Performing Arts Center in
There you
Englewood.
go. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Understood. Okay. Super cool. For sure, Alex. I had that. I just want to get like the version
good.
of that view. Yeah. Okay. And love, by the way, the Bergen Pack. Huge fan of the work. So thank you for
Awesome.
that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So Asia there. I'm so many things there, but that was one of the most fun moments. They were a huge band that we watched in high school. It was super cool. Took my son to sleep,
Nice.
and he fell asleep halfway through. And when he was 10 years old, but I woke him up and he said he loved it. So, and I love Asia.
Okay.
All right. So, hi, is Dr. Doolittle there?
Yes, I'm here. How can I help you?
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Doolittle. This is Alexander. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you to talk?
Yes, I can. I have a short amount of time, but yes, I can accommodate.
Yeah, well, thank you. So listen, I don't want to put any pressure. We did have this 3 minutes scheduled, but we can reset if it's better for you, or would you like to go ahead now?
No, you can continue, please.
Amazing. Thank you. And so it's 2 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. I know who you are, Dr. Doolittle. I know the animals you serve, the causes you bring forward. But my curiosity, with immense gratitude, is what prompted you to say yes to this conversation today related to the Bergen Pack and, kind of all that we're up to. I know you're so busy. Thank you for it. But what was the why behind your accepting this meeting?
Well, I have an extensive interest in doing the less fortunate and want to be able to assist in doing so.
And so you cut out for 1 second. So you have a deep interest in providing, what was that, Dr. Doolittle?
For the less fortunate.
Oh, amazing. And so when you think about providing for the less fortunate, what's the why behind it? And what comes up for you, please?
Simply because in the area and demographic age that you are focusing on, I feel as though they're the future. And as long as I can assist in assisting that particular platform, I would be able to seek that type of gratitude.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And Dr. Doolittle, I'm hearing heart, I'm hearing desire for impact, and a desire for generational legacy. Am I hearing those things correctly?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. So from that place, can I share a couple of things in our final minute or so that may or may not resonate with you?
You can.
Thank you. So Dr. Doolittle, again, thank you for all the impact that you create in the world. And you do it through the power of storytelling, the relationship with animals. And you are very much on track that the youth are our future. And what we're very present to is that human beings suffer. And endless studies show that what happens for people in their K through 12 years creates a profound impact on who they become. In fact, there's many studies, believe it or not, Dr. Doolittle, and I would think that you would believe this, that say that parents are profoundly overestimated in the impact they have on who their children become. What is most profoundly relevant who children become is their peer group as they are in K through 12. Who they learn from, who they model, how they develop. I mean, they love their folks, and even highly supportive environments create chaotic, catastrophic outcomes for kids when they're not with the appropriate peer groups. So what the heck does that have to do with this conversation? What we're up to with the Bergen Pack is taking children, youth, schools, and transitioning and transforming how they relate in their heart-centeredness and growth mindset. Now, schools are one thing, but there's an authoritative, restrictive kind of element that comes along with the traditional educational models. Some teachers are amazing and school districts are incredible, and some are certainly suboptimal. Our work at the Bergen Pack is to create a profound shift in how youth co-creates, how these peer groups, these ecosystems evolve in groups of 2, 3, 4, 5 friends, larger scopes inside of grades and schools, and create a transformation the power of art, of creativity, of possibility, of empathy, respect, and love. That's what we're up to. Now, that would be one thing of all, if that's all that there was. But Dr. Doolittle, I learned from this blind guy, this dude, Jay Levine, Joseph Wexler, this model called sustainable giving, where people become present to what's in it for them. So Dr. Doolittle, I'm not simply going to ask you to donate. I'm going to ask you to co-create, where your identity, your relationship capital can profoundly expand as we do some extraordinary things together. And I know we're at time, but the promise of the Yes I'm Seeking, which is simply a 30-minute conversation to talk more about how we can impact your mission and impact our mission through co-creation, looks like this. How would it resonate if we were to guarantee you a $250,000 raise for your Dr. Doolittle charities as we do some things together? No check would be written from you or by you unless we co-create that value. That's what a 30-minute presentation should be about, because our model of sustainable giving focuses more on what's in it for you than what's in it for us. So Dr. Doolittle, how would it resonate with you, your mission, your heart, and everything, or not, to have a 30-minute follow-up conversation with me so we can bring impact and magic to the youth? Because as you said, they are the future.
I would say that's an absolutely yes. As a matter of fact, I give you double the time.
Thank you. I will accept that with gratitude. And shall I set that up with your assistant, Joseph or Jay, like we did today?
I would like both of them to be present because I would like both of them to hear the passionate way of words that you have in expressing what it is that you're doing for the youth.
Yeah. And fun footnote, take care of the okapis and the red pandas. My daughter's a wildlife ecology major doing research behaviorally at a major zoo in this country, and she is a fan of your work. So thanks, Dr. Doolittle.
I truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Very, very well.
So Glenn, how did I do as Alexander having a conversation with Dr. Doolittle? You did great as Dr. Doolittle. How did I do?
You know, it's as I mentioned earlier, sometimes when you're expressing your language to such entities, to try and indulge them in what it is that you are feeling, you have to be, in case if someone can have a visual, you have to feel the words that are being said to you. And you convinced me. I'm sitting here looking at papers, and I literally stopped because I wanted to hear more. So I applaud that. You did a very, very well job. And as I mentioned, with that type of presentation, I feel as though that you basically sold it without even continuing.
Oh, thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that and did a wonderful job here today for sure. So thank you. Alexander, appreciate your work very much, what you're up to and the profound importance of it. Thank you for taking your time to be here today. How'd I do as you, and how was your experience on Joseph and Jay's Heart of Influence, Alexander?
I'm blown away. I mean, congratulations on accepting the foundation's grant. I mean, that was that was solid. It was spot on, and there were some key words there that I picked up that you mentioned. Being in it all the time, there's certain linguistic qualities that we bring to a pitch, right? But hearing it neutrally from a outside party was something that I didn't realize those words can be used in this, and that was pretty cool. Growth mindset was one of them in terms of as it relates to kids and as they grow, right? The profound the fact that the parents aren't the only ones that are raising, but it's also what they do extracurricularly as well. So yeah, I thought it was really great, Sean. So I appreciate you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to take some notes. And then when I go on these pitches, I'll just bring you with me, and then we'll split it. We'll just split it.
Alexander, I tell you,
we'll just cut the middleman out.
All kidding aside, there could be real possibilities. I had the privilege when Tony Robbins' 60th birthday happened, his wife Sage and his brother-in-law asked me to raise the money in the room from the Platinum Partners, and there's 400 Platinum Partners, and they were hoping to raise $500,000 to be donated in Tony's name to end sex trafficking. And I had the blessing and privilege in 26 minutes of raising $1.7 million. I've had the blessing and privilege in an influencer space for an event that had never raised more than $14,000. I raised $2.6 million in 3 hours at a non-fundraiser. So and there's like a long litany of these stories. So there's a lot here. Love what you're up to, and certainly more to talk about. And I thank Joseph and Jay for having you here today. Thanks, Alexander.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all for having me as well. Thanks, Sean.
Great job. And by the way, I'd just like to be clear, that is like not a full-time business I'm in any way, shape, or form. This is an, anecdotal ancillary part of, our work and our mission. And I'm also, personally a philanthropist. So we're not like pitching Alexander on like becoming like his fundraising company. Like we don't do that as a full-time business at all. So I just sharing that. That's just anecdotal, and thank you, Alexander. Let's go, Jeff. Thanks for being on. Tom and Jerry, Joseph and Jay, and the Itsy Bitsy Spider Heart of Influence. How was your time today on this beautiful show? And get some great feedback, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This is definitely different than most Zoom meetings that I go on. I typically find myself bored and looking at my phone when I'm on Zoom, like many of us do. But you kept me sitting on the edge of my seat, and I'm quarantined right now with COVID, so I'm on the tail end of it. Thank you, and it's not too bad, but this was a great distraction for me this afternoon because I can't get out and about and talk to people, so it was great to have some people come into my basement with me.
Say a prayer for you getting fully to the side of it and enjoying what's left of the summer, and thank you for being here, Jeff. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lisa, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And your final on how was your experience today, Lisa?
I enjoyed it. I learned a little bit. I definitely like the energy of the room and welcome the opportunity to be here with you all.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you for sure. Miss Bella.
And Ms. Lisa, I just want to know, was this just a little bit better in your virtual world? Did we bring some excitement to your virtual world that you're living in?
Well, I want to invite you to my virtual world. Actually, I built a theater. So tonight I'm hosting a showing of The Sound of Hope in the theater at the empowermentcenter.online. I welcome you, especially you, Jeff. You don't even have to leave home. You can come on in and watch the movie with us, because it's a little bit different virtually. We get to sit in a cozy theater. We get to be there together and get to do like the Netflix and chill together. So
that is
I look
super
forward
fun.
to it. But
And
I
Lisa,
enjoy virtual.
Awesome. There's no like creepy weird dudes that might try to put their arm around somebody, right? Like,
No,
so
but you can go sit next to whoever you want to. Like I could go over to, I typically walk around and kiss everybody. But
whoa, like I didn't know it was that kind of party.
Whoa.
Yeah, I walk around and kiss everybody in their chair and then go back to my seat.
I said, Bella, I didn't know it was that kind of movie.
I know that kind of movie, that kind of party. We just jumped the shark a little bit. Let's bring it back. And how about we go to our Giants fan in the house, Julian? How was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. It was great. Sean, you're the man. I've done one of these before, I'm pretty sure. And, you just have an aura about yourself that not a lot of people have. So it's a gift. So really good stuff. Learned a lot from you and Bella. And definitely it was a pleasure meeting everyone on here. Definitely going to try to connect with a few of you after this. Which is definitely the point. But overall, another great experience. So thank you again, Joe. Appreciate it.
Very kind, Julian. Thank you for that. Does that bring us to the men of the hour, Miss Bellavrita?
It does bring us to the men of the hour. And while you wrap it up with the men of the hour, I'm going to jump to the green room.
On the other side of the multiverse. Great job, Bellavrita. I said, we'll see you on the other side of the multiverse. Thank you, Bella.
See you on the other side of the multiverse. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Joseph. Extraordinary job. But please stop chasing Jerry all over the house. It gets stressful. I was really hoping for the Tom and Jerry role play, but I did love Dr. Dolittle as well. Joseph Wexler, you are the man, brother, making this thing happen today, of course, along with Jay Levine. Thank you, Joseph, and please your final on today.
I can't help but share a movie from Adam Sandler, Mr. Deeds. Finance can be a very cold, heartless business. I may be the most heart-centered person, but in that movie, at the end of it, he has to connect with a bunch of shareholders to convince them to change their decision around making money. And he drops into his heart and he connects with all of their hearts and their dreams and their visions. And maybe it's Dr. Dolittle, maybe it's Tom and Jerry. But what I'm present to is that when we drop into our hearts first and we connect with somebody heart to heart, even if it's going around a room, a theater, kissing people, we can connect on a much greater level and get to the truth and the relevant truth faster. So looking forward to doing more of that with all of you offline. And back to you, Sean.
Great job, Joseph. And that man is as advertised. So thank you, Joseph Wexler. Jay Levine, brother, wonderful work today. Appreciate you for bringing all these fine folks together. And please, Jay, your final.
Well, again, thank you. I want to just say congrats to Stacy and Alex and everyone who came out here and really felt on the spot. Maybe there's air quotes there, Sean. But what I'm really massively present to around what Joe just shared and what was shared all today is that it's all the same thing, right? We are in this business world, and it is about heart-centered, growth-minded individuals that have a common goal that are looking to impact the world. And if we can do that together, and if we have a formula that shows us the optimal way to actually communicate with people to have that seen, heard, and understood, then I think the world's going to be very massively a greater place. And I want to thank, everyone here again. And Glenn, great job as Dr. Dolittle. But what you said really, really, really tops it for me is this: no matter what you're looking to cause in the world, there's a way to do it. And we're present to it here. So I'm just so thankful. So thank you, Sean. Back to you.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. Joseph and Jay and everybody for being here. Few free gifts for you that are real gifts. They're not Chat GPT throwaways. And while I do enjoy Arnold Palmer's and maybe even some sparkling lemonade, they're even better than that. So first, we have our ability next Wednesday to assemble and meet other cool people and train on influence and what we're doing. I really appreciate the comment of Aura. Appreciate that. Receive with gratitude. But what if the magic that I have the privilege and blessing of making things look like, from the front of the room and stages all over the world, what if it's actually just an advanced science? What it's infinitely accessible for everyone? And that's what we train on next Wednesday morning and meet some other cool people. So that's there for you in the link. In addition, our group influence book. This is a must read, must study, must actualize this book, right? Because a lot of folks read books and they're quasi-entertaining and inspirational. I read this great book. Check it out. That's not how we learn math. Like, we studied math. We brought it forward. This group influence ebook is a textbook for you, public speaking, leadership management, because without public speaking abilities at a highly masterful level, as well as leadership and management, it's not there. I couldn't find this anywhere. I read like every book on management, leadership, and speaking. So I wrote it, and I wrote it for you if you want more. And finally, we have a business acceleration session for you. This is not something where something is sold to you. Next Wednesday, something isn't sold either. We have plenty of stuff we could do for life of immense value, but we value first because of Joseph and Jay. That business acceleration session is also there for you. Click that link, receive those things. And by the way, if you don't click it now, you're never going to do it. It's right there for you. It's crazy not to read that book, have that session, and show up on that next Wednesday. So thank you for that. Final. We end every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am. Can't see anything in front of me, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration of our money, our time, our magic that sit in front of all of us. They sit right there. But at some level, Joseph, Jay, everyone, at some level, with those opportunities sit right there, we are all blind and just to see. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Wonderful work, Joseph and Jay, and truly appreciate you letting no one love your dreams more than you do. Go get it. Thanks.